has been the only mentor that we have had of a female. We've seen her every day of our life on television, every magazine, every newspaper, every commercial. You know, it's just been her face, her body, her image, whatever it has been in front of us. And so today we have the results of that. We have black women who are trying to dye their hair blonde, who are wearing blue and green contacts in their eyes, you know, who wear tons and tons of layers of makeup, who have changed their voice, who have hair weaves so they can have flowing long hair blowing in the wind, you know, like Brooke Shields or somebody, you know. And so that's been an accident. And as a result of us doing that, we have also adopted the women's liberation movement goals of wanting to be liberated from the man and have some kind of pseudo-equality. When while that may be true of the white woman and her plight with the white man, that's not really the black woman's business, because we haven't been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to be liberated from him from?
Hey, how you doing? This is another segment of T-ster Talk. Welcome to my channel. My name's Tommy T-ster Thomas, and today's topic I wanted to talk about was black women and all the other things that go on with black and white women. The constant, endless war and tug-of-war of white women versus black women. It's always going to be a huge discussion. You always just wonder why one side feels the way they do compared to the other side. And historically, we know where it comes from. We all know that, you know, we had slavery, and that we were brought over here against our will to serve the white families under, you know, harsh conditions, etc. And we know that the white man used to come in and, you know, pretty much rape our black women, or just have their way with our black women, get them pregnant, you know, have kids. That's why we have our complexion the way we do, and that's another segment. But, you know, it's constantly been, okay, then the white woman has sat there and wondered probably, well, how did that black man feel to her if she would have been able to, you know, have intercourse or relations with black men back then, the way their white husbands were doing with the black women. So now you fast forward it to today's society, where obviously things are still segregated in some regards, but we don't have slavery. Some would say we have modern day slavery, but in the terms of relationships and what people were able to do with other races is wide open now. We know that that's been the case for years now. And so the topic I wanted to get on was that I've always talked about was obviously hearing a lot of black women's point of view. I know this is a very sensitive subject, but, you know, something I wanted to tackle and kind of just have my own piece on it. And just by me listening to hundreds of black women over the years, including my sisters, my play sisters, family members, friends, it's obviously a topic that won't go away. And, you know, there's some issues going on both sides. So, number one, you know, we look at how our black women are been looked at in society, sexualized, etc. And, you know, they kind of feel like, okay, well, we're leftovers. We are the backbone of our society, and they have done everything for black people, and they're the, you know, foundation of blacks. Their argument is a very valued argument. It's one of those things that you say, it looks to them like a slap in the face. If you are a black man, you should be deemed with black women. And the whole issue of us being torn apart starts with the home. You know, that's how we are not able to grow as a culture, as a society, as far as our race, the black African American race, is because we're divided. We're divided in many ways, many issues, and it started way back then, and it continues to today. And my issue that I'm bringing up is, why is it that when you see a black man who's usually prominent, rich, high value. When he's with a white woman or other ethnic group other than black, he's deemed a sellout, or he's deemed, something other than what he is. Oh, you can't handle a strong black woman. That's why you had to go get a weak white woman or other race woman or Asian or Hispanic. Oh, well, you can't handle us and you don't deserve us anyway. We don't need you, da, 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 da. It's really hard to hear because you don't know what that man's been through. Now, I'll give you the male point of that, as we all know that what is society has shown us that some of our black women are angry and they're frustrated and they're upset. But in my opinion, they're upset and angry because of what we have done to them. We as black men have put them through to make them upset, to put them through all of what they've gone through. We've cheated, we lied, we played the games with them, we played mind games. We let our ego get in the way. We made them feel inferior. We didn't want to hear their words. You slapped them around. You physically did things. You mentally broke them down. And then when they come back this way, we always wonder why. Well, there's reasons for everything. But back to the topic, well, when you look at a black man who has decided to go and be with a white woman, for whatever reason, does he feel like he needs to have a white woman on his arm to make him look good, to go up the corporate ladder? Possibly. Or is he tired of he's been with 3 or 4 black women and he had a bad experience and wanted to change it up. And, love is colorblind, right? Most men, we see beauty. We don't see all this and all that. Now, I have always said I would prefer to be a black woman no matter what the issues are with her. I always want to deal with a black woman. My wife is black. All my girlfriends have been mostly black, and that's just my viewpoint of it. It's not about being weak. It's not about being strong. It's not being about anything. It's just a preference. It's a choice. And I'm not representing every black man out here, but I've heard that, black women are tough to deal with. They got attitudes. They don't want to submit. They want to be bossy. They don't want to be, feminine. They want to come in and act like they don't want to do this and want to do that. They want to be masculine, tell you what to do, come home argumentative, and blah, 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 blah. So when the black man comes home and he deals with all this and he's dealing with the world, he doesn't want to come home to a yakky-yak toxic house. And not that it's only the black woman's fault for doing that, but that's what's been labeled why they're doing what they're doing. So then they go to a white woman, which has been deemed in society less or harder to deal with. She's more submissive. She's more cooperative. She knows her place more or less. And what I mean by her place, I mean she knows that she lets the man be the man. And for most men, that's a comfort zone. It's peaceful mind. We don't want to argue. We don't want to be this and that when we come home. We just want to come home and be ourselves. Maybe watch sports, spend some time with the kids, but we don't want to hear the yakking that most men are complaining that they're hearing. And that's why they're generally moving on to the white woman. But then if you look at the black woman's point of view, then she looks at that as a slap in the face. Like, oh, so we can't get you and we can't have you, the best of us, the ones that are making money or not making money. But they're with white women, and when they tout and walking down the street, it makes them feel, inferior. There's something going on with how white women treat black men versus how black women treat us. And so there's that ongoing debate and feud about, ooh, you shouldn't be with this person, you shouldn't be with that person. Now, my sister, my older sister, she has always had a grudge against seeing black men with white women. And let's be real, most of the celebrities, most of them who have big money are with white women. And my question to black women is, do you just not like seeing the black man with the white woman just because a sister's not getting that money? Or it's out of the community? White people already have money. Why are you giving them more? You should be giving it to us and spreading it to us and building our dynasty and doing what we should be doing. They've already had a head start. We're trying to catch up. We're trying to do this. And it belongs with us, and you belong with us. You came from a black woman, blah, blah, blah. So I can hear that argument. But I can also hear the argument of, them saying, hey, it shouldn't matter what color she is. Um, I love who I love. Now, it does look like, okay, most men are going that route who have money or are high value. Because the whole thing is, like I explained, they don't want to deal with the attitudes and all the yaks that they claim they are hearing from when they come home with white women and how our community is basically doing. We all know that we have issues with each other. So, my point that I'm trying to make is that's fair for black women to feel inferior to a white woman when they see a black man with a white woman, and then they get furious, and then it makes them even more angrier, and then you get more of this and that coming down the pipe. So my case is, here's the only difference I have a problem with. There seems to be no problem with the majority of black women when it's reversed. When we see black women with white men, no problem. There's generally no static about that. Now, why is that? Now, that's just not me saying that. That's just been proven facts. Why are the Serenas, who's with the white man, Kamala Harris, vice president, white man, I mean, Iman, Tina Turner, the list goes on and on. It's just been this way forever, but it's amazing how when the black man is with the white woman, he's being villainized and called all kind of names, sell out, he's not strong, he's not this. But then when the white women who do the same thing are called this and that, but then when the black woman goes to the white man, it's hush. It's nobody has a problem with that. So I just would like to have somebody answer that for me, because that's kind of weird. My sister, every time I ask her about it, then I reverse it. She doesn't have that much to say about it. Well, it's the way it is. So it makes it look like that because their money is big, football players making big money, basketball players making big money. They're getting these Instagram models that are not black. They're mixed, or they're white, or they're this and that. It's just wrong in all phases of the game. Denzel Washington is with a black woman. Sam Jackson. There are prominent black men with prominent black women, and we know that. Now, it may not be the majority, but that's just what people see. But I just want to know, why is that a conflict of interest? Why does it make you feel so bad that he or she is with somebody else of a different color? Shouldn't you be happy for them because they're happy? Or do we just be judgmental? Now, God said, judge not that you should be judged. Now, I know we all do that anyway, and we have our own opinions, which is nothing wrong with it, and this is just my opinion of it. But I was trying to find out, why is it such a big deal when it's not reversed, or if it is reversed, it's such and such. Now, I personally have not had any problems with a relationship with a woman saying, oh, at time, I was just too strong for you, didn't want me. We just broke up because, and I'm grateful for that. Now, granted, I don't have millions of dollars. That could be a difference. What if I did? What if I only had white women in my life? Would my family look at me differently? Would any of my friends look at me differently? Anybody else, would they look at me differently? Would it matter? Does it matter? I mean, the bottom line is, you're supposed to love anybody that you fall in love with. You're supposed to love them for who they are and for what they, bring to the table. And we're not supposed to be worrying about the next person. We're just supposed to be worrying about thyself. And if we do that a little bit more often, I think we'll have a better place. But I'm just curious to get some feedback, from the audience. And I really would appreciate if people who would like this, channel, please subscribe to it. I'll be talking about different topics: sports, relationships, politics, anything. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff. So, but my main focus is personalities and how we can come together and how we can build a greater relationship amongst us. And that doesn't mean just the black community, it means everybody. This is one big rainbow on the earth, and it's Mother Earth, and we want to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. I'm all about equality for women, and I'm all about equality for people who can't speak for themselves, the special needs people who need extra help. I want to talk about topics that, bridge a gap and make a difference. So again, my name is Tommy Thomas, and this is T-ster Talk, and appreciate you listening to the show, and I look back for hearing for more. Bye.